Once Howard was laying supine in front of her helplessly, Anita reached behind herself again and took out a long rectangle of white cloth which she flourished before his eyes like a magician. Anita held the cloth by two corners, letting the length of it hang down in front of his eyes for his inspection. She turned it around to show him that the back of the cloth had the same snowy appearance as the front, then she turned it back to let him see the front again. With a magician's flourish, she flipped the cloth in her hands so that a third of it was folded over towards the back and carefully draped the cloth on the floor in front of his crotch with the doubled portion positioned between his heels. When he looked back up at her in askance at her strange actions, he noticed for the first time that she couldn't have possibly have answered him. Her mouth had been pierced from her bottom lip through the top lip with a large pair of baby blue plastic-headed safety pins that had been locked in place to hold her mouth closed. Anita seemed to suffer no sense of discomfort from her impaled lips. Despite the safety pins, he saw that she was still smiling in apparent pleasure as she looked down at his soggy briefs. It was as if Anita had planned for him to mess in his undies and had seen her plans come to ultimate fruition. Despite the odd appearance caused by the safety pins through her face, Anita radiated an unearthly aura of feminine power and unconditional love. Howard could feel its power washing over him from his position beneath her on the carpet. He had the feeling that from that point on, he could do nothing to displease Anita. She no longer needed him to perform for her, she was more than competent to take care of the both of them without his interference. Anita no longer needed the man she had married. From then on, she would tower over him and see to his every need. Strangely, he felt a profound sense of loss by the change in their relationship. While she might tend to his bodily needs, he realized that his mental concerns were no longer a part of her life. She wasn't his subordinate wife anymore, but some form of deific caretaker. It was as if his intellectual needs had become too petty and immature to justify the attentions of the goddess who knelt at his side. She would care for him, but she'd never be his wife or equal again. The feeling made Howard feel incredibly small and helpless. He wanted to cry.